Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl Donita Divine. Welcome to my channel. Today I am super excited to show you the outcome of my daughter's Sweet 16 birthday party. I know we tend to show the finished product, but the event planner in me wants you to see what it takes to really go deep down and behind the scenes and making an event successful. So that's what this video today is about. So dive in. So as you know, my daughter turned 16, and for years we've been planning this birthday. She was gonna have like a big ballroom gown, this big extravaganza, and I just couldn't wait. I had all these things played out in my head how it was gonna be. And then when this year happened, I asked her, I was like, okay, so what are we doing? And she was like, well, I just want to have a hotel party with a pool with 20 of my friends. I was like, 20 of your friends? I was like, girl, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea because they're going to kick us out the hotel. So I really was trying to wrap my brain around trying to get her and 20 of her friends at a hotel. But then it just wasn't making sense. I couldn't make it make sense. And so I said, how about we rent an Airbnb instead? And I kind of remembered the Airbnb because we did something similar. We rented an Airbnb in Florida for like a whole bunch of us, a big family. And it had like 7 bedrooms, and we were all fitting in that house comfortably. So I was like, well, let's do that. So we went on the hunt to find an Airbnb. And all of the homes that were bigger than my home, first of all, wait, let me go back. I was like, okay, we can have it here at home. And she was like, no. Well, her excuse was, I said, you can have it here at home. And her excuse was, well, I already had several sleepovers at home already. I wanted to be different. This is going to be my Sweet 16. I wanted to stand out from the other ones. So we went on a mission to find an Airbnb. So all of the Airbnbs that we found were far away, like an hour drive, that was bigger than our home currently. So, or comparable to our home or bigger. And so I had enough room to accommodate 15 to 20 girls. And we went on a search. And then what I was realizing is that all of the homes that we found, they were high. They were expensive. And I was really trying to decide if this is something that I really wanted to do. And so I said, okay, once I started watching how the houses were booking up fast, I was shocked. Beyond shocked. Couldn't believe how people was booking Airbnbs like this. So the 2 houses we looked at, like far away, Warrenville, Lakeview, or something like that, have booked. They were like so dope. Still may have to do that one later. And so we were kind of scrambling, trying to figure out what we were gonna do. And then we found this other house that was like 20 minutes away. 7 bedrooms in Bourbonnais, Illinois. And I was like, okay, this one is perfect. It had 40 acres, and it was like an old, like a farm where they train horses or something like that. So it was a gorgeous home. So talked to the lady there, and she was super nice. And we rolled up there to see what it looked like from the outside, and we liked it. So then I was like, you know what? I don't want to risk losing this house. So I put the deposit down on it. Put the deposit on it, and then she agreed for me to come look at it and do a full tour. So I also took out insurance in case I needed to cancel because, 16-year-old girls, they change their minds all the time. So I'm like, look, girl, I'm going to put a deposit down, and I'm going to take out some insurance in case I need to run me my money back. To get my money. So that's what I did. And when I put the deposit down, the lady said, come on over and look at the place. She allowed me to walk through, me and my mom. We did a full walkthrough. We loved it. And so we were getting closer to the date and where the final payment was due. And I kept asking her, are you sure you want to do this? And she was like, yes, Mom. Now, mind you, I had already put the whole scenario on what we were going to do. We're going to rent a party bus. We're going to do all these things. And she had already spread the words to all her friends at school. So there was no way she was backing down now. So the money was due 2 weeks before the event. That money was paid, and then I decided, okay, we having a party. And had I really put my mind, had I really started planning back when we booked it, we would have been less stressed. Well, I would have been less stressed. She had no stress. So 2 weeks to the party, I'm scrambling, like, what am I gonna do? So I looked at our list of everything that I wanted to accomplish, and I already had all these items in my storage unit. So in case you don't know, I am an event planner. I've been an event planner for 20 years, and Divine Expectations. And I've done numerous parties, group events, weddings, everything. And I have a storage unit that I used to keep everything in my basement, and now I had so much stuff, I had accumulated so much stuff that I had to get a storage unit. And I was like, I'm not buying this stuff, I'm not renting this stuff, I already got it. For the record, I don't really get down and dirty like I used to. I used to do a lot of DIYs for my customers. Now I do not. It's not needed. I point and click, and I hire people to do these things for me. And don't know why I was so ambitious to do all of this myself at another location. Typically, if it's in my house, I have weeks to prepare and plan, but I had one day to haul all this stuff and take it to the house. So went to the storage unit, grabbed all these things that I might need, different curtains and all of these backdrop stands and props and everything. And I was like, okay, I might need this. And the girls gonna be so excited when they see this. And so grabbed all these things, vases and plates and stuff that I had, and started packing that stuff up in the garage because I knew we had the house for 2 days. The event was on Saturday, so I had planned to go in on Friday and start with the setup. Had a whole plan in motion. So on the day of Friday, I realized that my husband had to work, and I was kind of winging this on my own. So I asked my mom if she could ride with me in her pickup truck she just purchased. But clearly I needed it. So I'm like, Ma, I need another car to help me haul all this stuff from the house to the house in Bourbonnais. She was like, say less. I got you. I am headed to Bourbonnais. Oh my goodness, I can barely see behind me. I look crazy. My mother and my aunt are following me with stuff in their car. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but that saves me a trip or two because I believe I have everything. So this is Friday. The party is tomorrow, so I have a whole day to set up. I think my daughter has to get her hair done today, so I'm hoping hubby takes up some of that slack and drop her off and pick her up while I'm out here. Otherwise, I have to run from out here to pick her up at 3:30 and then take her to Blue Island. So we are headed. We're on the way, so stay tuned. So the day of, I had to run to Sam's Club to get some cupcakes and some other stuff. I don't know why I was doing this the day of. It made sense when I thought about it, but now I'm like, girl, I was so mad at myself. So got back, and we got to the house about 11:30, and that was already a mistake because I should have got there like 9. I think the lady told me we can check in at like 10. I should have been there at 10, but I was there. My mom, when I came home, my mom had her truck. I had so much stuff. She had her sister with her, my aunt, and so we had 3 carloads full of stuff. And that's when I knew that I had messed up. The night before, I was up doing chip bags and assembling letters. And if you see in the video, I was doing these letters. I had a rug burn for being on the floor, trying to get these letters right. Baby, I should have just rented them letters. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just if you know, you know. And I knew. Don't know what I was thinking, but I'm selling them letters at the end. But anywho, get to the house at around 11:30, and I started to bring all that stuff in. And I got a feeling of being overwhelmed because I'm like, what the heck am I doing? It's already noon, and I got these 2 old ladies here. What they gonna do? So usually I like to do all of this stuff by myself and be in a zone. But I had the 2 old ladies asking 1,000 questions. And I truly appreciate them helping me out because I had no one else. It was still a lot because, you know, when you are a creative, you just do. And so when people are asking you, what do you want me to do with this? What do you want me to do with that? That takes out of your time, so you gotta think and you have to show them and explain them on what to do. I was trying not to be an ungrateful brat and appreciate the help that was there. I was trying not to look a gift horse in the mouth because honestly, nobody else was there to help me, so I was happy to get the help. I was lucky and blessed to have the help, let's say that. So I get there, I'm trying to figure out what's first. I had already had a plan in my head what was first, and that did not happen. So I just started on just taking stuff out the box and figuring out where stuff was going. And I started with the dining room. Hindsight, I shouldn't have started with the dining room. I should have just been started with the balloons because that was what my initial task was. Start with the balloons because it's going to be so many balloons. That didn't happen. Fast forward, doing all that, setting up stuff, and then I moved to the balloons. Love that. I had a great time with the balloons. So we do all this. Then we get hungry because we've been there all day. So I went and got food for my aunt and my mom. And then, of course, that takes time. And then before I knew it, it was like 7 o'clock. And I'm looking around and I had got nothing accomplished. And I was kind of upset with myself. I did get the dining room together with the balloons up and everything. So the day before, I had did a backdrop, fabric backdrop. And I made sure I did the heat press letters, Happy Birthday Dorian, on this backdrop, fabric backdrop. And I was like, well, let me just get this out the way. And it's my first time doing it, so I was super geeked that it came out so pretty. And I was doing it, you'll see the video here, and it was like, yes, I did that. I was so proud of myself. What you don't see is behind the scenes. And I have a lot of behind the scenes footage because me and my bright ideas, I decided to do this all by myself, and I decided to use the materials that I had. I have been planning this event for so many years, and I just wanted to be hands-on. What I do know that our teenagers are finicky, and their wants and needs and loves change with the wind. So I had all these things. I kept trying to have a meeting with my daughter and was like, hey, what do you want to see? I think this, and this. Pretty much everything that she just wanted to have her girls over. All of the hoopla and the pie in the sky or whatever they call it, all the bells and whistles was my idea. I put this stress on me. She didn't ask for any of this stuff. She just wanted a place that her and her friends to get around and act a fool. So I'm adding things to the list. I'm like, well, what about this? What about this color? I was like, well, what color do you want? She was like, I want everything pink and I want everything to be Hello Kitty. That was her only request. What did I do? She did send me some ideas of what she wanted her treats to look like. And so I was like, okay, great. I took those pictures and I ran with it. I'm like, pink, this pale baby pink, pastel pinks, Hello Kitty, got it. So I was doing all these things, and I decided that I needed to go to the storage unit and grab all of these items. And like I mentioned before, I have a huge storage unit. So I was going through it, trying to figure out what I need and what I want for the event. And grabbed everything. I went there maybe twice because I realized I needed some curtains, I needed some additional backdrops, just in case, because I knew that Bourbonnais is 20 minutes away, and I didn't want to be coming back and forth. And the storage unit is in the opposite direction of Bourbonnais. Okay, so I tried to prep as many items as I could beforehand. I put these letters together. I have no idea why I chose to purchase letters and not rent them. And I thought I was saving $1, but honestly, and I know this because I tell my clients this all the time, you trying to save $1, but you are wasting time. Time is so much more valuable than $1. I'm just saying. And that's basically what I say, pennies to $1. And so I bought these letters and I put them together. It took me a couple of hours to figure it out. I got a rug burn on my knee because I had to put pillows under my knees because I was on the carpet trying to get these letters assembled. I was also watching the show Ruthless, so it was taking a little bit longer than it should have taken. But that's neither here nor there. So put those letters together, and they came out wonderful. And so then I'm like, yes. So then I had to find a way to transport them. So I put them all in big garbage bags, one letter at a time, so they could be easily transported to the location. Then next, I had to do her chip bags. So not only did I design the chip bags, which had to take some moments, because she was like, I didn't want my face on the chip bags. Fine. So it was just her name and Hello Kitty. Found this design, tweaked it, and did some things. I worked my graphic designer magic, and had to assemble these chip bags. I had like at least 30 chip bags. I knew she had invited like 15 girls and some boys, but I didn't know who was going to come because, like I said, it wasn't in our area, and it was kind of like in the middle of nowhere. So if you don't have a ride or a trusty a car, a vehicle, or your parents not dropping you off, these kids not coming up there. So it was adamant that I made sure that the people that were going had transportation. So put together all this stuff. I did a backdrop, a fabric backdrop with these letters that said happy birthday. I had always was wanting to do this with the cutout letters that were like the vinyl letters. And so I was like, okay, it's a moment of truth. Let me do it. And I did it. I said, well, let me do this the night before to save some time. And I did it. And I have this video right here. And I was so proud of myself. And it came out so pretty and so wonderful. It looked like I meant to do everything that I did. So the day of, we ready to go. So me and my daughter stayed overnight at the house, and my husband and my mom and my aunt. How about my aunt didn't go anywhere the whole weekend? So we stayed overnight, and then we got up early to get home so we can get ready for the party. The cake and all of the treats arrived that day, and the girls wasn't expected to come. We had a time for them to come between 2 and 4. The party bus got supposed to get here at 4:30, and the photographer was going to get here at 4. So I had planned it so we had like pretty much the whole day to kind of not stress, which was good. I purchased a dress for my daughter, a second outfit change, a wardrobe change, like this jean outfit. And then last minute, we had this really good girlfriend of ours make this sweatshirt, like a Hello Kitty sweatshirt that said Sweet 16, and then like a little skater skirt that said established in 2008. Kind of the ones you see like when people go away to school, like their college outfits. So we had that for her Sweet 16. And she was like, I don't want to wear the dress now. I just want to do these 2 outfits. She didn't have me buy all this stuff. But anyway, I was like, do what you want to do, Dorian, whatever. And so her friends started arriving about 2. So I just kind of set up the camera so I can catch some footage of them just interacting. And I knew that I was going to be so busy that I was going to miss all the good points and parts of the party. So I just tried to set it up, be inconspicuous, so they wouldn't think I was spying on them. So that is this footage right here, them just kind of gathering in the kitchen and waiting for the party bus to arrive and everybody to arrive on time. And then the photographer got here, the party bus got here early, and so we was able to capture a couple of pictures in front of the garage and with the girls getting on the party bus before we left. So with everything in tow, my husband was picking up food and bringing all the treats in the car, and I rode on the bus with the girls. It was total of 12 girls, including my daughter, and some other girls that were going to come and they were going to meet us there, but they weren't spending the night. So we arrived at the house and the girls went bananas. They were screaming, running all through the house. I was like, and I'm trying to get them to look at certain things like, look at this, look at them girls didn't care about none of the decorations. They didn't care about anything. They just wanted to know where they were going to hang out. It was the craziest thing. I was like, all this money I done spent. I need you to look at one balloon. They didn't care. They did not care. So they ran through the house and they kept saying, I'm hungry. I got fish, chicken wings, masticholi, all the treats. We had cake, chocolate covered strawberries, pretzels, Oreos, Rice Krispie treats. We had cake pops. We had cupcakes. We had everything. And we had a fruit tray. We had a veggie tray. I had a cheese tray for the women. I had wine. I had all of that. And so I'm like, y'all better eat this chicken. So they ate the chicken, and then they were running. I didn't hear from them. I had to tell my daughter, I hired a whole photographer. I'm gonna need you to get some photos with this lady. She got an attitude because she didn't want to take the pictures. And I said, look, get these pictures out of the way, and she's gonna be gone soon. Get the photos. I almost had to break her neck just to get some pictures. So they went and did their photos, and I kind of captured them taking photos throughout the house. Some in the back, some in the basement. So I really enjoyed, I was happy that was being taken care of. So I didn't have to do it. And usually my mom, everybody, we take pictures, but nobody had any photos. It was so weird. And I guess they thought, okay, the photographer got it, I don't have to do it. I was like to have my own photos. So the girls, after that, I was like, okay, Dorian, it's all yours. Go do your thing. Hooked up the TV. They was able to watch movies. They was screaming and loud. They was TikToking in the dark, doing all these crazy things. I kept setting up my camera so I can just get some footage of them having a great time. And every time I would come back downstairs, my camera was off. And then my husband was like, they probably think you spying on them. I'm like, I am not spying. I just want to get some video of them having a good time so I can show y'all. That's what I do. And they weren't here for it. They was like, no, we not with the shits. We don't want that. So, yeah, all I got is like back of them running and forward, and then they coming into the camera and turning it off. So I tried to get footage. I got just a little bit, but all in all, they had a good time. Around 8 or 9, the girls came back and was like, we want pizza. So I ordered like 4 pizzas, and it was gone in 2.3 seconds. Literally. I was like, because we still had all this chicken and stuff, I'm like, it's plenty of food here. So I ordered the Domino's because the girls love Domino's. And yeah, they ate that pizza so fast, I felt like I should have ordered another pizza. I think I ordered like 4 extra larges, and they told them pizza. I was like, dang, these girls don't play. And so they ate that. They had chips and stuff down there, juice, and they just kicked it. They were screaming and laughing till about 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3, and then it just went dead silent. I didn't hear anything. And I was like, okay, I guess they finally wind down. And the next day we woke up. I had, just like in the reason why I said it's good to just rent your stuff, because I couldn't sleep. Because guess what? We had to leave Sunday. And we had to check out by noon. Even though the lady was nice, she wasn't pressing. I had to now go pop all these balloons, take all this stuff down, and pack it back up to go. So I really didn't get to enjoy the house because I was in event planning mode the entire time when I should have been in mommy mode. So I was kind of bummed for that because I would have had more time to see her do what she wanted to do if I would have paid for the people to just set up and then take it away. Hindsight, it's 2020. So I went to bed around 3 o'clock. And yeah, and my knees were hurting so bad because I was up for like 24 hours or 2 days, I guess. I don't know, 48 hours. And just working nonstop. I would sleep here and there and then get back up. But yeah, I had to pack all that stuff up, had it around the door, and I had to get ready to go back home. The house was so peaceful. You didn't hear a pin drop outside. You didn't hear no highway noise, no trains, no birds, nothing. It was like cinder block. It was so peaceful. Like I couldn't believe how I couldn't hear anything outside. So we slept like a rock. And so it was a great, peaceful place. So when I did go to sleep, I did have to get some Tylenol or Advil for my knees because they were so swollen because I was just exhausted. And it was time to go. So it was time to go take this stuff to storage. So me and my husband packed up the car at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. The girls came like, we ready to eat. We hungry. And I had bought towels. Even though the Airbnb had towels, I bought pancake mix and this big ginormous box and some big ginormous thing of syrup and meat, all this stuff, eggs. Wow, girl, we ain't got time to be cooking that stuff. So when we left to go to the storage unit because we needed the space to take the girls back, we didn't rent the Sprinter van to round trip. I just did a one way. So we had to use those same cars to take the girls back to our home. And my car sits about like 7 passengers. So that's half the crew. And so I was like, okay, my mom's car, my husband's car, we good. My aunt's car, we gravy. But I had all this stuff. So we had to run and drop that off at the storage unit. Typically, when we have a party, all of that stuff comes back here. And it sits in my house for months before I drop it back off at the storage unit. But I did have the grand idea to take that directly to the storage unit. And that was the best decision that we made. My husband didn't fight me on it. He was like, this is a great idea. I was like, yeah, because we always leave the stuff in the house. Drop that stuff off. And then during that time, I was like, Ma, you might as well go to McDonald's and get them girls some sandwiches. And I'll just send you the money for it. And get you something to eat too, you and your sister, for help me do all this stuff. Because trying to cook and clean that mess back up and be out of there by noon, because the kids' parents were supposed to be here between 12:30 and 1. And it was already like 9 by the time we got back. And I was like, yeah, no, feed the girls and we'll be back. We'll load up the car with all the girls and we'll get back home. So we did all that. They ate, had a great time, kind of finished up. I did a full walkthrough of the house. We mopped it, everything, made sure it was back in perfect condition, like we got it. And like, that's how I believe in doing things. I'm gonna give it to you like I received it. So yeah, we loaded up the girls and all 4, well, we only needed 3 cars. So we put them all in the truck. My truck, my mom's truck, and my husband's truck. My aunt had whatever that was food was left over from the house. Like we had a lot of juice and stuff that was left over that we took back with us. So that went in her car. And we left. And the day later, the lady who Airbnb it was, she was like, oh my God, the house was so clean, thank you. And I'm like, what type of people do you rent to? Like, how were they raised? But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so overall, we had a great time. And my daughter's pictures came out amazing. I did complain a little bit because I thought out of all the pictures I saw her take, I was like, where is this shot? Where is that shot? That's the event planner in me. When you have something in your head and you've seen it, then you expect to see it in your final results, and I didn't. But she's a great girl and she does great work, so I didn't complain too bad. But yes, I was able to see the work play out and the color scheme and everything. She got some really good shots that my daughter will remember forever. So I think all in all, even though I know that I should have done something different, all in all, it was a successful event. And I am so happy. I have just a beautiful young lady on my hands. She is 16, y'all. And I don't even know. I guess the next one is going to be her 18th birthday. Oh, my God. I told her don't call me no more until she turns 21. Or maybe go to prom. Maybe prom. Yeah. Prom and graduation. That's going to be a hell of a idea. Prom, graduation, trunk party. Oh, my gosh. Well, stay tuned. Thank you all for working with me through this. I know I wanted to get this over to you guys so you can see exactly what I've been dealing with, what I was dealing with. And I hope you enjoyed this video because like I said, as an event planner, don't have your event planner putting stuff together. It's so many things that you can do now that you can just point and click. All you need the event planner for is the vision and to see it through. Don't make them work like slack. Those days are over. Well, thank you all. Until next time, bye.